So I've been kind of having a bit of an off week, really, where I haven't been reading my Bible as much. And that is actually kind of what contributes to me feeling off, ironically. And yet still I don't always put it together and pick it up and have that time. It's the same for me with the outdoors as well. I'm really outdoorsy. I love to be outside. I love to be in nature. So when I'm not having that, when like a few days go by where like I haven't gone for like a nice walk for some trees, I haven't gone to the beach, I feel it. I don't feel as good as I can be within myself. So we're all continuously learning. We're all continuously learning on this path and this journey of what it is that is good for our souls, our minds, our bodies, our hearts. And then we're also learning how to regularly, yes, that one, implement them as a force of habit, and to actually be kind and good to ourselves and to be empathetic when the days come by where, for whatever reason, we don't or we can't. But it is a process to even just build that within ourselves, to understand what it is that makes us feel good, what it is that our mind, bodies, and souls need, how to make sure that we are getting those things, that we're putting them into our lives as part of a daily habit, and how to be kind to ourselves on the moments that we don't. And just know that we get back up and we do it again the next day, and we try again the next day. We keep on going. Because this life is here to be lived and to be enjoyed. One of my favorite Bible verses, and I'm going to put it in the little top here, is saying, I know that there's nothing more in life for a person to be good, like to be happy and to do good while they live. How does that not just like sum it up? I know that there's nothing more for a person than to be happy and to do good while they live. That's amazing. And it goes for like ourselves and our own lives as well, like to be good to ourselves as well. And a part of being good to ourselves is taking that time to figure out, okay, what is it that I need, that my soul, that my mind, that my body needs so that I'm at my best. And it's different for everyone. For example, for me, it is being outside. It is keeping my relationship with God strong, not just in prayer, but actually taking the time out. Because it's like a meditative time for me as well. Time out to really sit and read the Bible, meditate on the word, and to really think about what it means and what it means in my life and in the world. Those are the things that my mind, my body, and eating healthily and all these things. These are the kind of things that my mind, my body, my soul needs. You identify them, and then you start to put them into play in your life and see the difference that it makes. Because honestly, if a week goes by where for whatever reason I am not near a beach, I am not near the trees, I am not near some beautiful God created nature, I literally feel restless in myself. I don't feel as good as I know that I can be. I don't feel as, it's hard to put it into words really, it's hard to articulate. I don't feel like me. I don't feel like my best self. And that's what I need. Maybe yours is journaling. Maybe yours is reading. Maybe yours is going for a run every other day. And then for whatever reason, life, work, kids, whatever gets busy and 3 days go by and you haven't gone for that run and your body's like, what's happening? And your mind, it impacts your mind as well. Like we haven't had our time out for our run. What's going on? Find what it is for you. And you know what? The process of exploring and finding this can be really fun too. It means you get to try new things, which I know can sometimes be scary, but can it also be fun? Can it also open up new opportunities? Sometimes you try something that you end up loving it. You end up absolutely loving it and you didn't even think you would. I ended up living in a village town in the French Alps for a year and I loved it, and everybody knew everybody, and it was one of those places where you went to like the bar and you go sit down, you already know people, and then more people come and you're all there together, and it's a wonderful, beautiful community feel. And if you had said to me even just a couple of years prior towards that I would be living in a village where everybody knows everybody and everybody knows each other's business and it's really cutesy, it's the middle of nowhere, I would have been like, no, I am not. Like, I ain't going there. It doesn't sound like my vibe at all. And I absolutely loved it because I tried it, I gave it a go, and I was like, you know what? Yeah. Sometimes the whole point of knowing ourselves is to try new things and to even test our theories about ourselves and to expose ourselves to new opportunities that God gives us, to embrace them, to welcome them, and to just give it a try. Give it a try and find out, is it for you? Find out, do you really like it? Find where your new limits are. Find where your new strengths is. When I was in India, one of the places I was in was I was volunteering on this animal sanctuary. And I'm not a vet or anything like that. So one of the jobs that I had to do was to clean the materials they used on the wounds, and to clean them by hand. It was blood, it was pus, it was all this stuff with this little like tap stream. It wasn't even a tap, it was like a little hose stream thing, and just some soap, and to scrub it with my hands. And again, if you'd have said to me, even just like, I don't know, a month or whatever before I'd gone on this trip, that is the kind of task that I'd end up doing, honest to God, it would put me off. I would have been like, oh, I don't know if I'm going. I don't know if I will. It was fine. It was not as bad as I thought it was going to be. And I'm typically so squeamish, and I was absolutely fine. I don't know if it's a combination of, it needed to be done. The animals needed it. They needed the help. But also I learned within myself that actually, no, I can do these things. And it's not that scary. And even if it's a little bit scary, I can still do it. Learning new limits about yourself. You do not make the most of the opportunities to learn about yourselves and to try new things and to find out what it really is for you personally, for your mind and your soul and your body needs. If you just stay in the same place, the same environment, doing the same things all day, every single day, because you are not putting yourselves into a different space. You're not putting yourselves into a different mindset space. You're not putting your soul and your heart and your body and your mind into new situations that stress and test you. It says in the Bible about how trials build up our character. You do not get that character building if you don't actually get yourself and let yourself be put to the test a little bit. The test in life even. Even when you're watching a film or a TV show, how does the characters get built over time? How does the plot get built? Because they have challenges they need to overcome. Because they had new experiences that they needed to make the best of, and they needed to find what was good for them in there, and even find what was not so good for them, so they know they don't want. We see it in books, we see it in films, we see it in TV shows, because art can often imitate life. In fact, life is the inspiration for art. Life came before the art. Oh, or did it? Or could we be the art that God created? Oh, this is like a whole other philosophical discussion in and of itself. Feels like a little chicken and eggy. Maybe we'll do it for another video. But we are made in the image of God. But then if God came first, does that make God the art and life is imitating? Okay, wait, no, we'll another video, another day. But basically my point is, one of the best, and I'd say one of the most important things we can do for our self-care is to actually take the time to identify what is good for us, what is good for our mind, what is good for our soul, also known as heart sometimes, and what is good for our body. Why do I put these into 3 different things? Okay, so your body is your physical. It is the body that you've been given, and it's the body that is here to take you through life and to help take care of you as best it can. So we've got to take care of it. So that means eating healthily. It means trying to get the right amount of sleep for us. It means not putting it in danger wherever we can. It means just taking care of it. It's the everyday. Drinking your water. If you haven't today, make sure you drink some water. If you take anything from this video, go drink some water. It's so good for us. It can never be underestimated. And so that's our body. We need to take care of our physical. It's kind of like the base level. We need to be in a good, healthy physical state so that we can make the most of the other opportunities that are presented to us. So then the mind. The mindset is so important. The mindset that you walk into something, when you walk into a new job, when you walk into a relationship, or when you enter into a new environment, the mindset you do it with, I don't want to say just sets the tone, but it helps set you up. Tony Robbins does this awesome exercise called priming for the day. I can't say that I do it as a habit. I've tried it. Maybe it's something that I will implement as a habit. But it's the whole idea behind it is priming you, like primer for your face, even priming you for your day, for your life as you go ahead. It's getting you consciously into the right mindset so that you can make healthy choices, healthy decisions for yourself and for others throughout your day, so that you can show up as your best self throughout your day. To be honest, understanding your mindset is a lifelong journey, I guess, as cliche as that is. It's true. It's a lifelong thing that we all continuously still work on, how to build a healthy mindset. Delving into creating a healthy mindset is understanding things like, what are your limiting beliefs? It's identifying those and unpacking those within yourself. Of where do they come from? Why do you think like that? Why do you believe that? And what could be a more empowering, positive way for you to reframe this? How can you work on this to get rid of any limiting beliefs that are holding you back? And we cannot forget that God never said that there would never be hard times, but they did say they're going to be with us throughout it. They're going to support us throughout it. So even though things haven't worked out so much for you that you feel in the past, have you noticed any of the things that have? Another mindset shift is the attitude of gratitude. When we are so focused, this is another one again. This is from Tony Robbins. Where focus goes, energy flows. So if you're only ever focusing on what went wrong, you are not able to focus on what went well, because your mind has already been taken up from what went wrong. And how can you notice and how can you take the time out to notice the good things? A way to address this is through the attitude of gratitude and challenging yourself. Because yes, it is a challenge. It is a challenge to build a healthy mindset. But we put in effort because we care about ourselves and because it's worthwhile for you. So to challenge yourself every single day to find just one thing you are grateful for, just one. It could be I had a good cup of coffee today. It could be that it didn't rain on my walk to work. What are you glad about? What are you grateful for today? Start building that into a habit instead of focusing on what is going wrong, instead of focusing on how horrible this rain is as you're walking to, perhaps it has rained and when you're walking to work. Instead of focusing how cold and wet you are, what about taking a moment being like how grateful you are that the trees and the flowers around you are getting some water and they're going to flower so nice and look so pretty for you to look at, and the tree's going to be giving you wonderful oxygen, and isn't this nice to get this beautiful fresh of air, and you're going to be in a nice warm work environment soon. How challenge yourself every single day. What are you grateful for? How can you change what you would have looked at and focused as a negative? How can you flip it over and be like, you know what, I'm glad about this. I'm grateful for this. This is going to be good. Tell me how you're doing this. Tell me just one thing that you have found to be able to do that with. And of course, we focus on our soul, also known as the heart. This, so many people have tried to really articulate what a soul is, what we mean when we say act with your heart, speak from the heart. I don't think it's something that we're supposed to be able to really articulate, because I think it's something that just needs to be ironically understood through the soul and through the heart, and maybe it doesn't even need to be put into exact words, and it'll be personal for each person as well. But in general, what I would say it is the whole follow your heart, but it is also what is going to be good for my heart, what is going to be good for my soul, what is going to be taking care of it, what is building my discernment of what has come from the one who wants bad for me and what has come from God, what is good, what is love. There says in the Bible, what is noble, what is true, what is goodness. Focus on that. When you're acting with your soul, when you're acting with your heart, it's focusing what does your gut tell you? What is your gut instinct telling you? I'll give you an example of working from your gut instinct. It's this feeling that you just get that you know it's going to work. This is what's going to happen, even if everyone around you is telling you that it's not. So this example, I had a job interview and they needed me to create this document for the job, create this presentation, and I had to come up with the idea and everything myself. And I spoke to a couple of old friends of mine who worked in similar fields, and I presented them this idea that I had, and I said, I feel really good about, I've just got this feeling that this is the one. I thought about other this. My mind is, I'm being pulled. My heart is pulling me to this one. It's difficult to explain what it is, but you're being pulled towards it. And they were both, and they've been working in this field for years, and they both were like, it's not the one. It's not the one. No, it would be too difficult because of this, that, and it would go wrong because of that. And no, I'd go with this other idea you had, that one. And they were both really against it. And their experience was valuable, man. It was really, you wouldn't be blamed for taking it. But I just said, thank you, but I'm feeling good about it. I'm just going to do it. I'm going to take that chance. I'm going to follow my instinct. My gut is telling me, my heart is telling me this one, because it's the one I keep getting pulled towards. And whenever I consider one of the other ideas, it doesn't sit right. It doesn't feel right. So I went with my instincts. I went with my gut. I did this. I tried this slightly out there idea that I presented to this company, and they loved it. They loved it. And I got the job. And had I not gone with my instincts, had I gone with what well-meaning, well-experienced people were telling me to do, I might not have got it. It might not have worked. Instinct in itself, what comes from your heart and your soul, it's so difficult to articulate, to really understand what it is, because I don't think it's something that can really be measured either, partially because it's so personal, and the lack of ability to be able to measure it becomes really hard for us to track it and to understand it. But if you feel like you are being pulled towards doing something, if you feel like even that you're being pulled away from something, if you feel like when you are going to say yes to something, it feels right, it feels good, your body feels at ease and excited, then that is your gut instinct. That is your God-given gut instinct, your soul, your heart, following your heart, speaking from your heart, acting with what is good for your heart and your soul. That's the best way that I can describe it. So how do we find what is good for our heart and our soul? It's by listening to it. It's by building up the trust that we have within it. Because there's been times in my life, of course, where I've kind of pushed the boundaries a bit on my own instincts and my own act of my heart, and haven't listened to them, haven't followed them, spent time with that person that I shouldn't have spent time with, or made the decision to go there and something's happened. I'm like, oh, my instincts told me to go the other way, and I didn't. It's a continuous learning lesson path. Learning lesson path, that's a totally well-made sentence. It's a continuously learning path, that one, that we're getting lessons from throughout our life experiences. So we do good for our physical, we do good for our body by eating well, treating it well, sleeping, drinking our water. We do good for our mind when we take the time out to take care of it, to unpack our limiting beliefs, to build attitudes of gratitude, and to build within the word as well, and know that we have God to lean on and to pray to when things get hard. And you know what? There's also therapy services, there's mental health support services. These cannot be disregarded for how amazing and life-changing they can be as well. God gives us the tools, he gives us the support, he gives us the help, and gives us the opportunities for us to be able to use it. And then, of course, there is taking care of our soul, taking care of our heart. That is coming from really building a relationship with God, from listening to our instincts, from building up the ability to discern what opportunities even are being presented to us from God, and what thoughts, what ideas are being presented to us from somebody who does not have our best interests at heart. What is good, what is noble, what is true. I'm going to put some Bible verses here as well that hopefully will help you to really read and pray and think on this as well. So yeah, today's been a little bit different. I literally have just been holding this phone the entire time and just kind of chatting away and just really getting off of my mind and my heart what I wanted to talk to you about and what I wanted to say to you. And I hope that you're taking some time out every single day to be good to your mind, to be good to your soul, to be good to your body. Find what it is that makes you feel happy, that makes your heart, your soul, your mind, your body say thank you. We speak about the attitude of gratitude that we put into our lives. What is going to make your mind and your body and your soul grateful to you? What can you do today even for your mind, for your body, for your soul that will make them say, I'm glad you did that. I'm glad you took care of me in that way. I'm glad you know that we're all here, a part of you, and we love you. And remember, you are fearfully and wonderfully made. So take care of all of you that's fearfully and wonderfully made with you. Okay, well, have a wonderful, blessed day. Goldie has slept next to me this entire time, being a lazy little bubble. Yes, yes, yes. Have a blessed day. Bye.